Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Lexus and today we are doing another speed build. This build is a community lot in Willow Creek. It's actually the park that I'm sure all of you know. I mean, the initial park, I really hate it. And I have two different save files of my game. So there's this one, which I am now using just to do all builds and stuff like that. And then some of my families that I've had for the whole entire time that I've had the game. That save file is all by itself now. I did that very recently because I just remembered, oh hey, I remembered that I could do that, and I thought, hey, let me separate it a little bit. That way when I go into the game and, change a few things, then it doesn't change everything or like if I go into the game, do a build, and then have to go into live play mode, and for some reason I need to save something, then it doesn't actually affect the regular gameplay of my families and everything. Anyway, long story short, I have a different park that I really love it, that I downloaded from the gallery like years ago. But I decided that I wanted to, for this game, instead of going and finding it again, that I would build my own. Partially because also I thought, hey, let me put an ice rink in, because then that way the skaters that I have in one of my creative sims that I'll put in the description below, but there are two of the three sims in that household are figure skaters, or at least I envision them as being figure skaters. And so I thought it'd be cool to have an ice rink somewhere that would make sense. And so there is an indoor ice rink, as much as I could make of one at least. So, and there are of course locker rooms in there. There are bathrooms, and that's where the bathrooms in the park are. And I even included exit doors and stuff like that. I think I said in one of my community lot builds, it's not too recent, I guess. I think it was like a month ago. But those builds, I was talking about how you didn't actually have to have doors or anything like that to have it qualify, or to have it be like, up to code. You didn't have to do that for any of your community lots. But you would kind of be screwed if you were at the back of the community lot and there was a fire. So I just thought to include those in this build. So there are exit doors. However, you can't actually lock the doors, which what I was hoping that I could do that. You can't lock the doors in a park. So, oh well. But I also included like little janitor's closets too. So, and I didn't really furnish them too much. I think I think that I want more clutter stuff to do something like that. And for that, I would also probably have to download some custom content. But, of course, I didn't want to do that because I also wanted to do this all custom content free. So, but yeah, and I don't have that many packs. I think I've talked about that before, but I don't really have that many packs. This one uses city living. It has seasons, and I think it also uses, the spa day. And I think that might be it. Besides base game, actually there probably is more that I'm not thinking about right now, but yeah, those are the main ones. So if you have those three, obviously you would already have the base game. If you have those three, you should be able to have the majority of this, and it work naturally without you having to replace a ton of stuff. But yeah, so there are the bathrooms that are connected to the locker rooms, of course, and I don't include showers in there, actually. It just wasn't going to work out spatially, so I decided not to include it because I did want to have a big like lobby area, that would make sense because you have to have a place for you to check in, kind of like what I did with the library build. But of course, still not absolutely perfect because, they don't actually check in. You do have like the hospital check-ins that you can get through debug, and you can also, I think there's one for the police officer too, but I don't think that would necessarily be the right vibe. That would be very interesting, but yeah. So I put 2 desks there, to have like a fake check-in, along with some countertops and everything, and then kind of did a little entry area and then pretend those doors are lockable and only employees could go in there. I really wish that you could do that with or with more of the community lots and stuff like that, and lock doors and stuff. So maybe one day that will be a thing, but right now it's not. So a little bit part of my build isn't exactly because people are going to go on those computers, and that's kind of annoying. I guess they get their own little computer lab though. But yeah, so the indoor ice rink ends up taking like a quarter of the whole entire lot, and then with the basketball court they take up a good chunk. So I had to kind of work around that. Look at that. It takes up more than a quarter of the lot, actually. I do adjust it a little bit. I think I move it back one more tile here in a bit. Or maybe, oh yeah. No, I keep it there. I can't remember. Anyway. But so I really liked, I like the idea of also having a ice rink somewhere, Oh, this is where I move it. So I do move it back one because it was up too. And so I have the hedges around it. The hedges are around the whole entire lot, by the way. And yes, I placed down individual hedges around the entire lot because the fences, you can't do that. And I couldn't change the fence because then it'd just be a hedge behind the hoop, one of the hoops. So I had to do either that, or I had to have it spaced out where there was a whole entire grid there between the basketball court and the hedges. So this is what I chose. I don't want to know how long it actually took me to put down all the hedges because I'm not done yet. This is just this part of the build, and I later delete some. When I put in the emergency doors, yeah, right there, the emergency exits, that's when I delete some. But yeah. And I decided to put those security cameras too because I feel like, there isn't really anything valuable here except for, it in my world. What? I don't know what I'm trying to say. In my mind, I see it as like one of those, the community lots, like the community pool or something like that, where it does cost money to get in, but you can also have like a whole month's pack or whole year's pack, whatever. It's like that type of lot. Well, in my mind. But of course, you can't actually do that in The Sims. I really wish that we could have stuff like that. These like little trivial things that you don't necessarily think about in life that really kind of make it not really interesting, but it's like it'd be more realistic if you had some of those things included. There's some other good examples I was thinking of that I can't remember now. I really wish I wrote them down, but I was thinking about something this past week that, I was just thinking about how The Sims don't have it, and it would have been cool if it was something that was included, but if I remember what I was talking about, I will most definitely be talking about it in a future video, but I can't remember. It was really trivial though, but maybe, what was it? It's gonna kill me until I can remember. Oh well, okay. But so yeah, I'm putting down more hedges. So there's the one side where it's all playground equipment. So when your kids come here, or even the adults can use the swings as well. But when you come to the park, then there is one whole side that is devoted specifically to children, that they can definitely have their fun and still enjoy the park. This is a huge lot. I always forget how big 50 by 50s are until you start building, especially when you're doing something like this where you literally have to fill up pretty much the entire lot with something. I mean, you don't have to, but it's not like it's a house or something like that where part of it is the actual house. There's so much more. I don't know. It feels like you can't. Since there's no height, you have to have a ton of stuff. I don't know if that's in my mind or not. I don't know if that made sense. Hopefully it did. I don't think it did. The ramblings of my mind, they don't always make sense. But yeah, so more hedges, of course. Gotta get all the hedges. I still put more hedges in. I do. But here in a bit, actually, I will do a dog park. Right now, actually, I'm trying to figure out what the fence I should use. So that is this portion of the park. It has a little dog park, so you could even bring your pets here. Maybe not your cat. Maybe don't bring your cat to the park. Not this park. But yeah, so there are, of course, some of the fun, like, course things for the dogs. The dog course. Oh, and I was looking to see if I could classify this park as anything more specific. So, or like a dog park where you could bring the dogs in and then the dogs would automatically appear. I did make it the dog friendly or dog hangout, whatever one it is. So dogs will appear here, hopefully. And of course you can, if you do like this lot, you can find it on my gallery. If you just search Born number 2 be a diamond, same way as it's spelled here, just without the games, then you should be able to find all of my builds and all of my Sims that I've created as well in the past. But yeah. Oh, and so this part is the little, it's not really a garden, but like the fountain area is what I put. Oh, well, okay. Well, I go back to, because I saw the exit signs. So I go back to the inside. Oh, and I add some in the bathrooms, which is probably the most annoying part about this whole thing, is that now there are, of course, ways to get in through the bathroom. And when I play tested this, just in, make sure everything was running smoothly and that it still all worked and that the ice skating rink worked and all that stuff, then my Sims went through the side door, I think directly in one of the emergency exits to the actual ice skating rink. So it's kind of unfortunate that you can't lock the doors. I really wish you had the ability to make it pretty much impossible to go out any door or to go in any door that's not the front door. But of course that is not a thing on community lots, unfortunately. And of course, there's also, since it's not a community lot that has a designated worker, then you can't, there are no employees either. So I think that actually is probably the reason why you can't lock anything, is because there are no employees and there's no family. So who would you lock it for? Because it would be kind of rude to somehow lock it only for one person, this community lot, and then you have a secret little place. That'd be interesting though. But yeah, there is the little like fountain area. It's not really a garden, well, but that's where the chess tables are. So you could, since it's close to the playground equipment, you could play chess, but you could also, while your dog is in the park, if you wanted to play chess or something like that. Maybe not, actually. Maybe, actually pay attention to your kids and your dogs, but I don't think that would actually really work in a real life circumstance. Please don't do that. Actually, that's really bad advice. Your dog could definitely get out, or your dog could get into trouble with another dog or a human or something like that, unless you had multiple people in your family and one of them is watching the dog. That's a completely different circumstance. I don't know why I said it the way I did, but yeah. So and then there are picnic tables and grills over here. And then I make a little community garden over here as well. And that is pretty much the whole entire lot, or at least the layout of the lot. Of course, I will be putting more details into the ice rink, as well as trying to figure out this garden. That it was some fun times figuring out how I was going to put everything in there. But yeah, of course, adding benches and stuff like that to the dog park, so you could actually watch and sit down and even talk to other people that have their dogs there, but of course not too much. Gotta keep those dogs in sight, make sure they're not getting into trouble. I do have a dog, by the way, and I would never let her be, well, maybe I wouldn't let her be off leash out of sight for long, but maybe I would let her be out of sight for a second. She's still very young though. I think she's like 7 months. She might be 8 months now. I can't remember. I'm so bad. I think it might be 8 though. It might be 9 actually. Somewhere between 7 and 9 months. When did I adopt her? I can't even remember when I adopted her. I have pictures on my phone though. I think it was October, and she was like 4 or 5 months at that time. So, but yeah. And of course now she is under me. Like, I'm sitting in my chair and she's sitting on the ground, like right next to my legs. She's just licking my hand for no apparent reason. But yeah. So, enough about my dog. But yeah. So, definitely dog friendly, and of course child friendly. How they have, they have plenty of things in this park to occupy themselves with. And so I don't think I actually included the basketball in the court. I think I forgot to do that. I remembered what I was thinking earlier. I want a tennis court. I want to be able to, I play tennis, or I used to play tennis. I used to swim too a long time ago. And that really was a long time ago. So I think it'd be cool to do like a sports pack. I'm not sure how much or like how many people would actually be interested, but literally a pack that just has a ton of sports. Like, and well, they already have ping pong in it if you get a different pack that I don't have. But oh my goodness, these bleachers took me so long. I think the rest of the video is just me making these bleachers. So I'm sorry. I might cut some stuff out. I probably will. Yeah, I definitely will. Because 10 minutes of me making bleachers sounds horrible. And yes, it is 10 minutes worth. Actually, it's almost 20 minutes worth of me just making bleachers. And this is me sped up making bleachers. So, literally half the time that I spent on this build was just making these. That's what they need. They need bleachers. But, do they have football included? Like American football? Or even soccer included in the university? I don't know. I don't have that. But so whatever sports they don't have included in the rest of the packs, I feel like it would be really cool to see, like tennis and maybe even volleyball. I don't think they have volleyball. I don't know if this is something that just I kind of want now, or if that would actually be something that other people would also enjoy. But yeah, I'm definitely cutting this. This is getting kind of ridiculous, but yeah, hold on, let me cut this really quickly. And we're back, although for you it was 0 seconds. There was no change there, but yeah, I just cut out like 10 minutes worth of the bleachers. Then through the magic of editing, I really just, that was a spur of the moment that I probably should just delete that. But I do edit some stuff out, but I didn't edit that out, and I just decided, hey, it's not important. But yeah, so, fixing the roof because I decided that I didn't like it. So doing that now, adding a few signs and stuff like that to make it feel like more of a community space. The entry, like the little like couch area with the TVs and stuff like that, I kind of envision that as a little area for like the winners. Like I'm sure that they hold actual competitions there, so they can see the results of how well they did and stuff like that there. I think it would be cool too if I ever do another ice skating rink that I should do like a second floor that overlooks the rink and stuff like that. So that could be like the coaches and stuff, so they can oversee and, still work in their offices and stuff like that. And, be there when everything, like, so they can oversee everything basically. And, because in every single, this sounds bad, but this is all I really know about ice skating is from the Olympics and from like movies and stuff like that. But every single movie that you see, like figure skaters, they have like a little like overseeing thing somewhere in like the practice rinks and stuff like that. So maybe next time adding the lighting, but that's really all that I have to do is just add the lighting. And yeah, that was the whole entire build. I hope you liked it. I hope that you like the idea of adding an ice rink to the park and everything. But yeah, hit the like button if you liked it. Comment down below. Of course, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!